Imagine a world where the very way we eat can shape the future of our health, a world where simple, accessible choices change not only how we feel, but how long we live. This is not some distant future we're talking about, it's happening now. Metabolic health, the body's ability to turn food into energy efficiently, is something most of us take for granted. But today, we face an epidemic. Nearly 90% of adults in the United States are metabolically unhealthy, according to the latest research. Conditions like obesity, type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and even cancer are linked to poor metabolic function, and as these diseases continue to rise, healthcare systems around the globe are buckling under the strain. The costs are staggering, the outcomes devastating. Yet, in the midst of this health crisis, a simple and centuries-old practice is emerging as a beacon of hope: intermittent fasting. What if the solution to reversing metabolic diseases, or at least preventing them, is something as straightforward as adjusting when we eat, rather than what we eat? What if the future of healthcare lies not in more pills or complicated surgeries, but in something as accessible as fasting? Let's first break down what intermittent fasting is. Simply put, intermittent fasting isn't a diet in the traditional sense. It's an eating pattern that alternates between periods of eating and fasting. The most common methods include the 16-8 method, where you fast for 16 hours and eat within an 8-hour window, or the 5-2 method, where you eat normally for 5 days and reduce calories significantly on the other 2. This ancient practice isn't new. In fact, humans have been fasting for centuries. From religious traditions to ancient survival techniques, fasting has been a part of our biological makeup. But it's only recently that science has started to uncover the profound benefits fasting can have on our metabolism and our overall health. Before we dive into the science of fasting, it's crucial to understand why metabolic health is such a pressing issue today. Our bodies were designed to eat and rest in cycles, just like nature itself. In prehistoric times, food scarcity meant our ancestors often went through long stretches of fasting, simply due to lack of resources. Our biology adapted to those times of fasting, developing mechanisms to protect our energy, maintain muscle mass, and repair cellular damage. But today, things are different. With 24/7 access to food, a fast-paced lifestyle, and the constant availability of ultra-processed foods, our metabolic systems have been thrown off balance. Our bodies are constantly in a fed state, and when we overeat, particularly with the wrong kinds of food, highly refined sugars, unhealthy fats, and highly processed ingredients, we overwhelm our metabolic systems. This is where the crisis begins. Our bodies are flooded with excess calories, insulin levels remain high, and over time, this results in insulin resistance, inflammation, and a cascade of metabolic dysfunction. According to the World Health Organization, approximately 422 million people worldwide suffer from diabetes, most of them with type 2 diabetes, a direct result of poor metabolic health. We are seeing rising rates of obesity, cardiovascular disease, and even certain cancers, all of which can trace their roots back to poor metabolic health. The staggering cost of treating these conditions, both in terms of healthcare spending and the impact on individuals' lives, continues to climb. But what if the solution to all of this was something simple, something so foundational to human life yet often overlooked? What if the answer to the epidemic of metabolic dysfunction lies in when we eat, not just what we eat? It sounds almost too simple, doesn't it? The answer to metabolic disease could be fasting, but the science behind intermittent fasting is powerful, profound, and backed by an ever-growing body of research. When we eat, our bodies enter a process known as anabolism, where we use food for growth, repair, and energy. Insulin, a hormone produced by the pancreas, plays a central role in this process by facilitating the storage of glucose and fat for later use. But when insulin levels stay elevated due to constant eating, this can lead to insulin resistance, a condition where the body no longer responds to insulin properly. This is a crucial turning point. Insulin resistance is the primary precursor to conditions like obesity, type 2 diabetes, and heart disease. When the body can no longer efficiently process glucose, it creates a snowball effect that leads to widespread metabolic dysfunction. This is where fasting comes into play. When you fast, your insulin levels drop. And when insulin levels drop, your body shifts into a state called catabolism, where it starts burning stored fat for energy. But that's just the beginning. As you fast, your body initiates processes that go far beyond burning fat. Autophagy, a process in which your cells break down and remove damaged components, is triggered during periods of fasting. This not only helps in cellular repair, but may also reduce the risk of diseases like Alzheimer's and cancer by clearing out potentially harmful cells. Fasting also enhances mitochondrial health, the energy-producing units inside your cells. Mitochondria are central to metabolic health, and fasting has been shown to promote mitochondrial biogenesis, or the creation of new mitochondria. This can lead to better energy production, improved endurance, and even protection against age-related declines. And here's the most exciting part. Intermittent fasting has been shown to reverse insulin resistance. This means that not only does fasting prevent the onset of metabolic diseases, it can actually help reverse the damage done by years of poor eating habits. It's a process that happens on a cellular level, simple, elegant, and powerful. Before we go any further, it's important to address a critical question. Is intermittent fasting for everyone? For most healthy adults, intermittent fasting can be a safe and effective tool to improve metabolic health. It's flexible, it doesn't require extreme calorie restriction, and it aligns well with our natural biological rhythms. But, as with any lifestyle change, it's not a one-size-fits-all solution. If you have certain health conditions, such as eating disorders, advanced diabetes, or a history of severe blood sugar fluctuations, it's essential to speak with a healthcare professional before starting an intermittent fasting regimen. Pregnant and breastfeeding women may also want to approach fasting with caution. That being said, the overwhelming majority of people can safely integrate intermittent fasting into their lives, often with profound benefits. Studies have shown that intermittent fasting can not only help regulate weight and improve insulin sensitivity, but also reduce inflammation, lower blood pressure, and improve cardiovascular health. So, what does the future of healthcare look like when we start embracing intermittent fasting as a preventative measure? In a world where chronic diseases are at an all-time high, the shift toward prevention has never been more urgent. Intermittent fasting could be a game-changer in preventive healthcare. Imagine a healthcare system where patients don't just rely on medications and invasive treatments, but are encouraged to manage and even reverse metabolic diseases through lifestyle changes like fasting. Instead of simply prescribing drugs to lower blood sugar or cholesterol, doctors could guide patients toward healthier eating patterns, unlocking the body's innate ability to heal and restore itself. This would not only reduce the burden on individuals, but also on the healthcare system itself. By focusing on metabolic health, we could see a future where people not only live longer lives, but live healthier, more vibrant lives, free from the chronic conditions that have dominated modern medicine for decades. If you're as intrigued by the science of intermittent fasting as I am, it's time to take action. If you haven't already, like this video and subscribe to join the community of people eager to take control of their health and learn more about how simple lifestyle changes can create lasting results. Together, we can reshape the future of healthcare one fast at a time. For those of you who want to dive deeper into the world of intermittent fasting, I've got something special for you. We've created a comprehensive ebook on intermittent fasting, packed with science-backed insights, practical tips, and meal plans to help you get started. Whether you're new to fasting or looking to refine your approach, this guide is the perfect resource. You can grab your copy by clicking the link in the description below. The future of metabolic health is bright, and intermittent fasting may very well be at the center of that transformation. With science showing us the profound benefits fasting can have on our bodies, the time has come to rethink how we approach health. The path to a healthier, more vibrant life could be as simple as fasting, a practice our bodies were designed to embrace. So, as we move forward, let's take back control of our health, embrace the power of fasting, and shape a future where metabolic health is the cornerstone of a longer, healthier life. The future of healthcare is fasting, and it starts now.